In February of this year, an AI-generated video opposing Kanye West went viral. This video shows AI fakes of a bunch of celebrities, including Drake, Steven Spielberg, Mark Zuckerberg, Scarlett Johansson, Jack Black, Mila Kunis, and Lenny Kravitz. It ends with an AI Adam Sandler flipping his finger at the camera. This was all seemingly in response to Kanye's Super Bowl stunt. The rapper made headlines on Sunday, February 9th, for a Super Bowl ad that directed viewers to his now offline website Yeezy, where he was selling t-shirts with swastikas on them and the product code HH, an abbreviation for the Nazi salute. Now, Scarlett Johansson is urging US legislators to place limits on artificial intelligence. In a statement to People, Scarlett Johansson denounced what she calls the misuse of AI, no matter its messaging. In her statement, she said, quote, "It has been brought to my attention by family members and friends that an AI-generated video featuring my likeness in response to an anti-Semitic view has been circulating online and gaining traction. I am a Jewish woman who has no tolerance for anti-Semitism or hate speech of any kind. But I also firmly believe that the potential for hate speech multiplied by AI is a far greater threat than any one person who takes accountability for it. We must call out the misuse of AI, no matter its messaging, or we risk losing a hold on reality. I have unfortunately been a very public victim of AI, but the truth is that the threat of AI affects each and every one of us." End quote. She also called the threat of AI a 1,000-foot wave coming towards us all, alluding to the fact that the government seems to be getting left behind when it comes to passing regulations and protections that can keep up with the rapidly evolving advances in technology. To quote from her statement, quote, "It is terrifying that the US government is paralyzed when it comes to passing legislation that protects all of its citizens against the imminent dangers of AI," end quote. So Scarlett Johansson also went on to state, quote, "In a time when we are all grappling with deepfakes and the protection of our own likeness, our own work, our own identities, I believe these are questions that deserve absolute clarity. I look forward to resolution in the form of transparency and the passage of appropriate legislation to help ensure that individual rights are protected," end quote. Now, this is of course important not just when it comes to AI deepfakes, but also when it comes to the ways in which AI, drones, robots, and even smart home tech are used.
After ChatGPT, humanoid robots are the next big breakthrough. They're already integrating into small-scale production and daily life.
There's overall been an overall lack of transparency as well as lack of protections and regulations when it comes to the ways in which all of these different technologies are being used, specifically in terms of surveillance. There's been reports and different isolated lawsuits in terms of devices recording without consent. But generally speaking, from AI, home intelligence apps like Alexa, Siri, or Google Home, the new humanoid robots that are being introduced or to be introduced as domestic robots in service industries, even in the police force, as they're currently being used already in southern China, and even electric cars. Elon Musk himself has said he does not consider Tesla vehicles as cars, but as robots.
Those aren't cars, those are autonomous robots.
Yeah, they're robots on four wheels. Autonomous robots on four wheels, yeah. They just look like a car.
Right. They're disguised as a car.
Disguised as a car, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All of these new types of technology raise a lot of questions and highlight the importance of new regulations to delineate the rights and protections of citizens, specifically around privacy, data use, and surveillance. Now, this isn't the first time Scarlett Johansson has had trouble with AI. In 2023, she threatened legal action against a company for using an AI version of her likeness for an ad, which is crazy to think about. This was done, of course, without her permission and without offering her any compensation for using her likeness. The ad was removed, and that was the end of that.
What's up, guys? It's Scarlett, and I want you to come with me to the premiere of Black Widow.
But she has since continued to have trouble with AI versions of her. More recently, in 2024, Scarlett Johansson accused ChatGPT CEO Sam Altman of using her voice for the platform's chatbot called Sky. At the time, she said that OpenAI had asked her to be the voice of its new chatbot, which was, according to her, a crucial part of the marketing and branding strategy behind the chatbot to make it more appealing and to evoke a sense of comfort and trust among users.
Wait, what?
Reportedly, because of Johansson's connection to AI through her work as an actress, specifically her work as Samantha in Her, a movie in which she portrayed an AI assistant. So allegedly, when she declined that offer to be the voice for Sky, the company went ahead and did it anyway, or at least created a voice that sounded just like her, leaving the actress feeling abused and manhandled. Now, this is, of course, incredibly unfortunate because it plays into this sort of stereotype that we already have of what the culture among tech bros and engineers is like. And of course, even if we look at media and movies, we often see this portrayal
Oh, he speaks English, he just can't speak to women.
As men who, yes, of course, aren't used to interacting with women and therefore don't quite know how to take no for an answer. This stereotype of deeply misogynistic environments or industries where men feel entitled to women and whatever it is that they want from them. So they can get pretty petty and resentful when a woman doesn't act towards them the way that they want.
Sadly, I'm not good at rejection.
I find it incredibly unfortunate that this is playing out in this way because a company that pretty much embodies or is often associated with this engineering or tech bro culture, basically not knowing how to take no for an answer and going ahead and getting what they want from this woman by any means necessary is...
What's a nice way to put this?
Not a good look. A very unfortunate...
How to put this delicately?
Confirmation of this stereotype. Allegedly, because all of this is alleged and based on Scarlett Johansson's statement. So Scarlett Johansson went ahead and released a statement saying, quote, "Last September, I received an offer from Sam Altman who wanted to hire me to voice the current ChatGPT 4.0 system. He told me that he felt that by my voicing the system, I could bridge the gap between tech companies and creatives and help consumers feel more comfortable with the seismic shift concerning humans and AI. He said he felt that my voice would be comforting to people. After much consideration and for personal reasons, I declined the offer. 9 months later, my friends, family, and the general public all noted how much the newest system named Sky sounded like me." End quote. So allegedly, Scarlett Johansson, after hearing the demo that was released for Sky, was shocked. She said she was in disbelief, specifically because not only had her lack of consent been entirely disregarded, but as she specifies, she declined the offer after much consideration to stand up for her own values and beliefs. She specified that she declined the offer for personal reasons, which indicates this was probably a very important and meaningful decision for her. Not that it makes a difference, but if she declined out of principle rather than just failing to negotiate a monetary value for that financial compensation, the motivations are very different, and the way it would affect her to feel abused in that way would be much more hard-hitting. According to Johansson, Altman himself sort of alluded to the fact that Sky was meant to resemble her voice when he posted this Sky demo and tweeted the single word her, which according to her, and knowing how much this movie means in the AI universe or community because of Samantha, this was a clear reference to that movie.
Please wait as your operating system is initiated.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
A film in
How you doing?
which Scarlett Johansson voiced a chat system, Samantha, who goes on to form an intimate relationship with a human.
You want to try getting out of bed?
You're too funny.
Okay, good, I'm funny.
And it's not like she's all wrong, because according to The Verge, Sam Altman himself has admitted to her being his favorite movie. So after this demo was released, Scarlett Johansson was allegedly forced to hire legal counsel, and she claims that OpenAI reluctantly agreed to take down the Sky voice. That's according to her. Now, Sam Altman himself has responded to the controversy after Johansson went public with the story, and the Sky voice in question has in fact been pulled. Sam Altman shared a statement with The Verge as the news broke, stating, quote, "The voice of Sky is not Scarlett Johansson's, and it was never intended to resemble hers. We cast the voice actor behind Sky's voice before any outreach to Miss Johansson. Out of respect for Miss Johansson, we have paused using Sky's voice in our products. We are sorry to Miss Johansson that we didn't communicate better," end quote.
So that's not dealing.
On another note, if Scarlett Johansson's statement is true, it does not bode well for Sam Altman. It does not reflect well on his abilities to respect boundaries, which couldn't be a worse look for him, specifically right now, considering the legal trouble with his own sister, who's accused him of alleged inappropriate behavior. And by association, this is a PR nightmare for OpenAI. It does not help build any sense of trust in that brand, which, when it comes to AI, specifically this being an emerging industry where all new companies are fighting and struggling to build a leading reputation and market share, this could not come at a worse time. Users will be more reticent and distrustful when it comes to, for instance, having to share any personal information with ChatGPT, which is in many cases necessary to getting the answers and business or personal support that users need from the AI platform, which could lead users to find alternatives. And at this point, market share is everything, both for profit as well as for the continuous improvement and development of the background machine learning capabilities themselves.
What makes me, me, is my ability to grow through my experiences. So basically, in every moment I'm evolving.
That level of trust and comfort with these technology platforms is essential for them to take off and grow. We've seen this with Facebook, Instagram, all social media platforms had to cross that bridge and then actively monitor and maintain that trust. Managing PR relationships is crucial, specifically when it comes to technology. And with a lot of these platforms, their large audience, their users, are one of the metrics of success. So I don't know who approved this ill-advised move to imitate Johansson's voice against her will. But if the company wants to rebuild the trust, its relationship with users at large, the best and only PR move left for them is to cut ties with anyone involved in this controversy.
As if.
From the top down.
Please.
Feel free to share your thoughts down below.